Hey everyone, I want to give my thoughts on the new Absolute Green Lantern. I do just want to preface, I don't know that much Green Lantern. I have read a bunch of Jeff Johns stuff, but I'm not gonna admit, I don't think I remember like a lot of it. But so far, this series is pretty unique, and luckily, you don't really need to know much to actually get into it. So let's just get right into it. I don't think I need to introduce this because it's a popular series. A lot of people are excited for it because it's part of the Absolute line. So I'm just going to get into it. Now, it is written by Al Ewing, and the art is by Janoy Lindsay. I don't know if I said that properly. I hope I didn't butcher the name. But yeah, I just want to first say my favorite thing about this was definitely the art. It has this really nice mix of I don't know, it kind of feels like a manga to be honest, but it's like colored. And that's really cool. I mean, that's just such a nice blend between like two worlds that I really like. And yeah, as you can see, like the art's pretty detailed. The I feel like it's pretty cinematic, especially like that scene right there. Like I was I was just it's like it feels like a movie, you know, like the way it's kind of showcased. Yeah, it doesn't have like a lot of words to panel ratio. Like there's not that many words per panel, so things always feel like it's moving. I also really like the aesthetic choice of showing that kind of wispy thing, like the thing I'm hovering over, showcasing the power, or the thing that the Hal Jordan's kind of infected by, essentially. I think I saw somewhere that apparently that's supposed to be like the power of like the Black Hand or something. I think it's mentioned in the series. Obviously, you know, this is a spoiler review, so obviously spoilers. But yeah, it says that. Let's see. It says do 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 like it's a weapon. I'm holding it back. Oh, it says it's the hand. Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah, I'm not sure what it is. So either way, it completely erases people. Like it sends out like this wave and it destroys this diner that he's in. It also like kills like this policeman. And I do like this Hal Jordan. He seems kind of quirky. I mean, not quirky. He seems more tortured than anything. Like we can, as you can see on the screen, he's like tearing up, and things are really bad for him now that he has like this strange power on his hand that he's just murdering people. He can't control it. It even heals him, so it seems to be like a protective um, organism as well, which is pretty interesting. The other thing to note is that the Green Lantern for this issue is going to be. She's on the. I actually don't know who she is, but she's on there. Let me see if there's a picture. There she is. So yeah, I don't know who that is, to be honest. But she seems cool. She shows up at the end, so we don't really know much about her. Seems like she was dating what's his name? Guy Gardner. So yeah, seems like I'm pretty certain that's what they're saying. Yeah, yeah. So that's interesting, and she seems conflicted by that. I think. And yeah, the stuff in her past. I'm curious to see if that gets revealed, considering she's probably going to be the main character of this. I do think it's interesting that we barely get to see anything from her in this preview. Like Hal does get a lot of focus. And to be fair, like this issue is trying to set the premise. It's not really trying to explore this character. But I do hope that the next issue does explore this character because I think that would make things a lot more interesting. Because we need like a good point of view character to go through. Like right now, just based on this first issue, it almost feels like Hal is going to be like the main character. I think he's a great side character for this, but I'm almost certain that it's not going to be him, right? Like that's kind of the whole point of the series, that someone else is in the lead. At least that's my assumption. I don't know. As in for this one. But yeah, the giant Green Lantern symbol just crashed into like the middle of some city is pretty wild. I don't. It seems to be more of like a spaceship. Like that's the way they're talking about it. Like it's not some hologram. It seems to be a spaceship. But that there was like a wave of like some Green Lantern force that happens, and that was that was Abin Sur, and from my memory, that's the person who gives him the ring. So this is kind of like the origin story, but it seems like Hal still gets powers from him technically, like, but he's more of like this deity alien creature, and it looks sick. I thought the art for it looked pretty great. And that's one of the reasons. Once again, one of the big things I like about this one is the art. The aesthetic is quite nice. It does lean towards like kind of horror-ish, and yeah, like that's kind of what I like about it. If it feels cinematic, it feels horror-ish, and like bad things are happening, and that's just the vibe I like. It actually kind of reminds me of the Incredible Hulk run a little bit, just like right now. I've only read the first volume of that, but yeah, it's just giving me vibes of that. Just with the diner and having some like a power in you, and you're like trying to like suppress it, and just all that stuff. And green as well. I guess they're loose connections, but it still feels like that. John Stewart's in this as well. I'm not really sure what to say about him. He's kind of just there. Yeah, not really much to say about him just yet. I thought the pacing was pretty good, like because I really enjoy the paneling. I think that's the main thing for me. Like I really enjoyed the paneling. The pacing I thought was decent, just because it showed us a bunch of stuff and what's going on. I would have preferred maybe just a bit more, because I want to know more about the main character. So that was frustrating. Because the main thing that's really pushing me through this is very much the art. I really, really dig the art. I think the art is pretty fantastic. So yeah, I'm keen to see like what happens next. Um, yeah, I'm keen to see how she got her powers. Like, was it the same way? Because she was also at that crash site where that biker just like smashes into the Green Lantern wall, or the wall of, yeah, whatever. And yeah, she was there. John Stewart was there, and he was there, and now and Hal Jordan was there. So like, Hal Jordan now has powers, and he is referencing that scene. So it seems that's where it all begun. But for him, he gets almost like this curse of a power, and he feels horrible, and he's saying everything's his fault. But then, yeah, simultaneously, this she has powers of like being a Green Lantern. It seems to be pretty normal, and just based on this cover, John Stewart is also going to be like a predominant character in this. That's most likely why he was introduced in this in this comic. So overall, I think it's pretty cool. I do, once again, I do like this symbol. I do wonder if this is just a symbol or the power, because it feels like it's almost like oozing from him in a certain way. Like there's that scene where he's holding onto a bottle, and then he leaves a mark that's similar to that, and then he cuts to like the cup. I don't know. Like it's like nice transitions. Don't get me wrong. Like it is also like an aesthetic transition that works. But I do wonder like what that swirl is, because that swirl feels distinct. Like it doesn't necessarily feel like it's just the Green Lantern power. Maybe it's something else. Maybe there was something else going on with Abin Sur. Maybe it's not just Green Lantern stuff. Maybe it's some other thing. Quite frankly, it keeps reminding me of like Venom, like kind of like a symbiote, because it's from like outer space and all that stuff. Like Hal's powers are like kind of black, and it's kind of gooey and all that stuff. But not much else to say. I enjoyed it. That's basically it. I wish there was a bit more. I wish it was a bit longer. But my main thing that I enjoyed was the art. So I am keen to see what happens next. I'm not really one of those guys who's like really excited for the not ultimate, the absolute universe. Like this is the only one that I'm picking up, and probably will be the only one. So I'm, unless I read it on like their like DC, like their subscription app. But regardless, I picked this one up because the previews, like the previews here, gave me the indication that this would be kind of horror-esque with a lot of good mystery and stuff like that. And that is essentially what I got when I read the actual comic. So I was pretty pleased by that. So yeah, I'll continue to read this for as long as it stays self-contained. I know it's all building up. I think all the Absolute Universe titles are building up to some big event. I'm not entirely sure I'm particularly excited about that, so I'll probably stick with this for as long as it feels standalone. I'm not entirely sure that I would stick with it if it's actually building up to something big. I'm just gonna stick with this one. Okay. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Just giving my thoughts about this series, and yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.